All In Sports Network. We love sports.
Coming to you from the land of barbecue, Lone Stars, and Longhorns, this is All In Colts, presented by the Unstable Blues.
Welcome back in. The Steelers will visit Indy for the third year in a row. We'll give you our keys to the game, matchups to watch, and our all-in player to watch. So, let's go. All In Colts.
I'm Kevin. This is my son Liam. And we are the Unstable Blues. Happy to present All In Colts as part of the Rogue Media Sports Network. There we go. I had that on loop. We're just going to keep going with that. No, we're not.
Yeah,
okay. I killed it. All right. We're done. We have, sir.
Yes. We have a Colts Corner Bulletin. Quiddy and Kenny are still out. Braden Smith was back, but Ryan Kelly was out.
Yeah. I'm venturing to say that Ryan Kelly was more of a veteran rest day kind of deal. Braden was the rest of his. I assume it's his knee that got cleaned up with surgery over the offseason. We're going to need Braden Smith against TJ Watt. Last three meetings, Braden Smith is in. TJ Watt gets no sacks. The one game he missed, he got 2 sacks. So TJ Watt is 99.5 career sacks, which means the next sack that he gets, he will be over 100, the fastest to 100 other than the legendary Reggie White.
Yep.
From the Packers Eagles.
Let's try and not make that happen on us.
That's exactly correct.
That's the goal.
I like it. Congratulations, though, to the Fever on a tremendous season of basketball. There was so much growth and development made, both as individuals and a team. They were a different team, I'm telling you, after the Olympic break. So we just can't wait to see what that will mean as they head into next year from this offseason.
Yeah.
You have a theory, though.
I do. About
the Colts games and your apparel.
Oh.
I've been trying to break you of this.
My superstition, even though I'm only a little superstitious about it.
Oh, this is superstitious, dude.
It's superstitious?
People can comment on this, like, how stitious are you based on this?
Give me like a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah. 10 is superstitious and 1 is like minimal stitious. And so based on your theory that you have, go ahead.
Okay. So I'll say my theory and then I'll back it up. Okay. So
go ahead.
Basically, if I wear anything blue or Colts in a day that they're playing, they will lose the game. And matter of fact, it's not just this. It's not just the Colts. It's any team. Whenever I first discovered it, it was back whenever TCU played Georgia in the national championship. I wore a ton of TCU stuff because I was following them the whole season. And they ended up getting blown out. And this happens with the Pacers. Anytime I wore Pacers stuff they would lose. So I just stopped wearing it, and they ended up going pretty far. And then
IU as well. Basketball.
IU as well, so I just don't wear any red. But the first 2 games, I wore Colts things. First week I wore my AR shirt, and then second week I wore some blue shorts with a blue tank top. They lost both those weeks. This last week, I didn't even think about it. I was going to switch into Colts clothes. But they won, and I wasn't wearing anything. So I'm like, okay, maybe I don't. So this week, I'm going to test it by not wearing anything. And if they lose, then I will wear stuff. And even if I go in person, they don't lose if I go in person. Someone gets hurt, though. The person I'm wearing gets hurt. AR got hurt whenever I went.
And we went to the Houston game last year. And
An AR shirt. AR got hurt. whenever I was wearing his shirt.
And I've been trying to tell you that what you wear that's 1,000 miles away from wherever the Colts are playing holds no bearing on the outcome of the game.
But here's the thing.
Happening.
Has this theory ever been proven wrong? No. Never.
I know, because like I was encouraging you, hey, just like you go to college, like represent your team, do your thing, don't worry about it. They can't be affected. And here it is, like it's like I can't say it's being disproven.
Exactly. And it's not even like during the game. It's just if I wear those colors during the day, any time of the day, before the game. Because like Super Bowl, I wore a Niners hat. And then not during the game, I wore a Niners hat just because my hair was bad, and I took it off once my hair was like, okay.
You wore a JT. You wore your JT shirt later that night.
Yeah.
So it's okay if it's past?
Yeah, if it's past time, it's completely fine.
See, your exhaustive rules to this tell me that this is absolutely superstitious.
I mean, it's never been disproven. Maybe it'll get disproven this year.
Okay.
This week, I hope not. But
here's the thing. If you don't wear something Colts this week
and they lose, then
I still don't know that disproves your point. That's the unfortunate part. In order to disprove this point, you must wear something Colts, and they have to win.
So do I wear Colts this week then?
Listen, but then now you've got me all messed up, and I'm like, I want the Colts to win, so don't wear Colts. I don't know.
I think I'm just not going to wear Colts, and if they lose, then it's disproven.
I think you don't wear Colts, and if they lose, then you can take the test to the next level. But do you want to take to the next level the very next week and cause them potentially to lose again by your own superstitious definition?
I'm saying the only way that I will certainly disprove it is if I wear something and they win. So my thought is the next, like, quote unquote bad team that they play this year that's not doing too hot.
Titans. It could be the Jaguars too next week.
Yeah, whoever it is, I will wear stuff. I will wear Colts stuff during that game. And if they win, then it's fine. Because that is a bad team.
Even if it's a bad team, though, do you take a risk? We're talking too much about this. Do you take a risk with an on-the-road divisional matchup?
Yes. If we lose, and I'm wearing this stuff, it doesn't matter.
Like 70 years.
It's a bad team. It's a bad team. It should not matter.
Divisional teams always play tough, no matter the game, no matter the team.
This is too confusing. I
agree. Okay. Just wear what you want to wear and let the chips fall where they may.
So now that I talked about my theory, explain why the Steelers are your second least favorite team.
Yes. First least favorite team being absolutely the Patriots.
Yes.
I don't care that Manning and Brady are both retired. It sticks with me. It sticks.
Deflategate.
I mean, we're talking because I remember like back in the old AFC East game, like back in that time, right? Which is the reigniting this season with all those old people. Back when there was the Patriot, and that was all the uniform they had. There was no Flying Elvis on the helmet, and then they were just fighting to be not the last in the division because they were both so terrible. But anyway, Steelers. I'll give you two instances of Steelers and why I do not like them. The first goes back to 95. The Colts were a surprise wild card team that, on the back of the comeback, the cardiac Colts, where Jim Harbaugh would just as the quarterback just find a way to win at the end of these crazy games. Zach Crockett ran for like, I think he's still running all over the Chargers, ran for like 30,000 yards in that game. Not that much, but it was a big game. He ran for, I think, over 200 yards. This is like backup running back. They beat the Chargers in San Diego. Yeah, San Diego. And then they made it to the AFC Championship game at the old Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. That's an outdoor stadium with the old AstroTurf. Like, we're talking about like this stuff was this thin and then concrete, right? The old Hoosier Dome, same thing. But this is an outside stadium. You know how Pittsburgh loves their grass. And this is what this was. Get down to the end of the game. And you're thinking, Colts are going to pull this off. Somehow, the Colts are going to pull this thing off. Jim Harbaugh, last second, Hail Mary, corner of the end zone. Everybody's there. Like, I think Pittsburgh had 12 men on the field just in that corner. And then there are like 4 Colts receivers. Somehow the ball gets bobbled around, falls down. Avery, I believe, was the receiver. Caught it against the turf. Like, I was sitting on my couch at home, my parents' house, going, he got it. He got it. We're going to the Super Bowl. I promise you, if you go back and watch that, I believe that's a catch in this day and age where, like, the rule now is like the ball can touch the turf as long as the ball doesn't help, or the turf doesn't help you make the catch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe he had it, and the ball just, like, the velocity of the ball had it, boom, hit the turf. That's my first one. The second one is the Colts caused Jerome Bettis, the bus, to fumble the ball on the 1-yard line when the Colts were at home. I don't think this was the AFC champion. I think it was the divisional round. And Nick Harper, corner, who had just gotten shot by his girlfriend in the leg the night before, still playing, picks up the ball, scoops it up. He's going 99 yards the other direction. Ben Roethlisberger comes out of nowhere, this big old fat old quarterback, and runs down our cornerback, tackles him in the same leg. Like he knew it. Brings him down. End of game. I hate Steelers.
That's fair.
All right.
They're also a pretty dirty team. So
let's get to the actual game here. All right. What are your keys to the game here for this game that happens this Sunday between the Colts and the Steelers?
I think first off, whenever we're on offense, run the ball, keep running the ball.
No.
I know, right? We saw what happened last week. JT ran for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Trey Sermon got a touchdown as well. All of our touchdowns last week were running the ball. Exactly. AR with the initial push. That was everywhere on social media. Also, protect from TJ Watt. We know what he can do. Don't let this game be his 100th sack. Don't let it happen. I know we have the line to do it. We have the number 1 ranked offensive line in the game. We can do it. And take shots down the field. Don't be afraid to. Their secondary has big names, but those big names haven't been performing too hot. They've been good, and they can be good, but if you find where they're weak, exploit that and get it down the field. I don't think they're great against tight ends, so use Granson, use Cox, those type of people. Whenever we're on defense, let our top 3 tacklers out of 5 in the league, let them feast. Let the linebackers get in the backfield, blitz sometimes, play good pass coverage. Jalen Jones, have another game, please. Let this be a consistent thing. Obviously, not 2 interceptions per game. That's unrealistic. But let this type of play be consistent. If you're not limit the PIs, if you limit the PIs and limit both the interception and the PIs, that's fine with me, because that means they're gaining less yards. Just stop the yardage. Say the Steelers aren't a big play team. They are a grind it out, move it down the field type of team. They're going to run the ball with both Jalen Warren and Najee Harris. So you're facing 2 good running backs and Justin Fields, who's a good scrambler. So you got to watch, keep a quarterback spy maybe sometimes. Watch the run at all times. I bet you they're going to do a ton of RPOs because they have the capability to do that. So just stay strong, be kind of like you did with Houston, a bend, don't break defense, because this isn't a game where you can expect to give up 0 points. You're going to give up points, but let those be field goals and make them hard field goals, 40-plus field goals, rather than a chip shot field goal or a touchdown. So what do you got?
Yeah. I don't believe Justin Fields has thrown a touchdown pass yet this season. They are winning on the back of their defense and just getting it close enough for field goals. That's what's happening, right? So, like, and the way it's going, it could be a game of like injuries are the story, because the Colts are already down Buck and Brents, and then we'll see about Quiddy and Kenny, and the Steelers maybe without Highsmith again, looks like, and then maybe Warren as well. Najee is questionable. And then Van Jefferson left the Chargers game with an eye injury, and he, you know, how that is sometimes, you know. So
I have the stats on Justin Fields. He has thrown for 518 yards this season, which is 27th. Yep. He has thrown 2 touchdowns, which is tied for 24th. Also 1 interception, which is tied for 24th, and his QBR is 47.4.
Okay.
So
pretty low QBR.
Mm-hmm. And low passing yards.
But point is they're doing enough because they're 3-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once again, it's a Mike Tomlin team, so like, you know, you keep ragging on them because they're a 9-8 team, but they're always over 500 with him for the last 15 years, and most of the times they get in the playoffs too. So, you know, in Mike Tomlin's book, it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be a win, and whatever you got to do to get that done, he doesn't care. Pressure contain Justin Fields. I have one that's like a vendetta here.
Okay.
If DeMonte Kazee is in the game, now he's not the starter, but if he gets in the game, let Pitt go at him. Like, do a running play, do something where Pitt can just, you know who I'm talking about, right? The guy who, like,
Pitt the guy who hit Pitt.
Yeah. Either that or, even better, send AR to pull a sunshine from Remember the Titans on him. Yes. Just let him through and just send AR down there and just, you know, because nobody's going to fight quarterback. So that's a vendetta. All right, moving on.
Speaking of, I need to watch that movie again. I watch it like every football season. I haven't this season. I need to. It's a must.
We just watched it for movie night a couple weeks ago.
It's a must. I love it. I was so flag football team, right? Me, the center, who is a really, really talented offensive lineman, and then 2 of our other guys who are, so me and 2 other guys are like the big receivers. I'm playing on their number 1 guys as corner, which kind of shocked me whenever they said that, but I was like, okay, I mean, I can do that. So, but we were talking and we started quoting. Someone went strong side, and I went left side, and we started quoting "Remember the Titans" and stuff. I was like, man, I need to watch that movie.
Yep, it's a must. So okay, double George Pickens always double George Pickens. I don't care where he is. Everybody has to know double George Pickens. You have to spy Justin Fields. Something else that the Colts are not great at. Watch for the screen. Watch for the screen passes. They're going to be there.
Killed us on that.
They have killed us since Gus Bradley has been around. It's like Gus Bradley forgot that that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, account for this and this and this. Oh, whoops. Running backs right there out of the backfield. We've already sent our linebackers out here, up there, whatever. I think it will help because the Colts are running more base defense now. That's what they found worked is to run base defense, which means 3 linebackers.
4-3, yeah.
Yeah, and Carlisle is the rookie is ended up to usually be the 3rd one. I still think that at some point though, Grant Stewart has to be given a shot here. And
I agree.
This seems like the game where you would want that kind of crazy on the field, you know?
Yeah, I would love it.
But to me, like the short passing game on both sides of the ball will be the defining point of this game.
Yeah.
Whoever can do the short, whether that is, tight ends like you mentioned, or Josh Downs for the Colts, or even Pitt, or whether that is Freiermuth on the other side, whatever it is, that whoever can be more successful in that short passing game, I think will end up winning the game. Yeah. It's funny to say that passing would be the defining characteristic with these two like run first teams, but I think that's like the next level. Does that make sense? Either one could have a day running the ball, but who's going to have those? I can make it on 3rd and 4. Who's going to say, okay, we can take this 2nd and 8 and make it a 3rd and 2 pretty easy. Who's going to do that to stay ahead of the chains? Protect the ball. Take the ball.
Yep. There it is.
They did not so great at the first one last week, but did just enough in the second one that it didn't quite matter. Protect the ball. Take the ball. They're going to want to, this is what this team is going to thrive off of. Both sides. So ball security. Protect that ball like it is your very life, like it is your very fruit from your loins. You hold that thing and you hold on to it.
Yep.
As you mentioned, the Colts have the best O-line. It's time to prove it. Like the Steelers have not allowed a 100-yard rusher or over 300 yards of total offense yet this season. This is the time against possibly the number 1 defense in the league, I think it is, to prove that you have the best O-line and take it to them. You mentioned TJ Watt. You know what I would do? Braden Smith and Fries, both on them, whole time. Like, I trust our other 2 interiors to take care of those other guys. Put 2 guys, don't put a tight end out there. Give me 2 linemen crunching him down whole time. Attack the rush with the quick game. They want to get upfield. Let them get upfield. Go quick. Yeah. Right? Whether that's quick out tight end, whether that is quick crosser, Josh Downs, whatever it is. Quick game will have them on their heels a little bit, or let the rushers get upfield and provide running lanes for Anthony Richardson. Get him more involved in the run game. I know we don't want to have him take hits and all these things. He's still a big dude. He can still get out there and then get down, right? Like 4 yards ahead is way better than 7 yards back.
Yep. That's like one thing I haven't seen a ton of this season that I saw a ton of last season. He had so many rushing touchdowns last season. He has 0 this season.
I feel like there's not as many designers for him, and there's not. I feel like he is wanting to prove maybe too much that he. I love that he still keeps his eyes downfield, but you got to know if there's space, take the space. Take the space. You don't have to force something or loft something that isn't there just because you want to prove that you can throw the ball. Just take off and run. It's okay. I think a big key to that, though, is run as much no huddle as possible to wear their defense out.
Yeah.
And I've even said this, that AR is at his best when he doesn't have to think too much. Come out with your first drive already scripted. We've done this. I've ran this offense with you. Practice it, run it, make sure you know those plays. Come out, boom, 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 right? Just, you don't even need to huddle. Everybody knows the play. This is what we're doing, right? And we can communicate little subtleties off that. But run the whole first drive, no huddle. Go down, score a touchdown, put them behind all the way, right away, right? Run as much of that as possible. Run the 2-minute drill. I hope they get into a 2-minute drill situation, right? Because I feel like Anthony Richardson is so much better in that kind of situation.
Agreed.
So those are my keys. What are your matchups to watch there, sir?
I only really have a couple.
Okay.
That being Joey Porter Jr. versus MPJ or Alec Pierce, whichever one.
Yep.
And then Minka Fitzpatrick versus the deep balls. And then over on the other side of the ball, Jalen Jones versus George Pickens, and EJ Speed / Blackman / Cross / Zaire versus Fields, Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, and Pat Freiermuth. So kind of a lot of people on one matchup there. But
All right.
What are yours?
I got Kenny Moore versus Calvin Austin. Austin kind of had a breakout game.
If Kenny's in.
If Kenny's in, yes. If not, we might be kind of up a creek because Chris Lamons, I didn't mention him. We didn't talk about him, but he's also been out. He's our backup nickel.
Yep.
Calvin Austin kind of had a big kind of breakout game against the Chargers, so he's on the radar now. I put Jalen Carlisle on Freiermuth. The reason I did that is my thinking at Carlisle is a converted corner / safety. Like he played corner in high school, switched from corner to safety wall at Missouri, and then we asked him to switch to linebacker. So he's got a lot of coverage in his blood. So I feel like he's the best option for a true coverage against Freiermuth.
Yeah.
I put straight up Zaire against those running backs. You did not mention what is it? Cordero
Patterson.
Cordero Patterson. That's it. You didn't mention him at all. Swiss Army knife there. He could line up at tight end if you want. He could line up in the backfield. Did that quite a bit when Najee and Warren were out at the end of the Chargers game. And then let's see. Our tackles against Bernie and Braden against Cam and TJ. Cam has defeated Father Time, but let's let Father Time take over a little bit this game. Jonathan Taylor versus. You didn't say anything about Patrick Queen. JT versus Patrick Queen is what I got. Like I said, you gotta rely on your line to get through that first level, and then you got to take on Patrick Queen. Can you break his ankles? Can you break his tackles? That's kind of what I thought of that.
Yeah.
AR's eyes versus Alex Highsmith and Minka. Well, Highsmith's out, but Minka Fitzpatrick. Let's see. I didn't have this, but I need to still have it. Gus Bradley. I told you. I'm going to say this till it's fixed or it's fired. One game does not fix it. So Gus Bradley versus Arthur Smith. I believe that's correct. See, I'm just going off the top of my head. But yeah, new offensive coordinator for the Steelers against Gus Bradley. Can Gus Bradley do what he needs to do against a different defense or different offense than the Colts have seen thus far this season?
Yeah.
Your all-in player to watch. Who are you going with?
Josh First Downs is the pick this week.
All right.
I said it. I don't remember what episode I said it in because all the episodes are jumbled in my head right now. I know it wasn't this one. But I said that they looked a little weak in the middle. Yes, they have Patrick Queen and TJ Watt sometimes drops in coverage, but Josh is faster than both of them. Josh can find the place, sit, catch the ball, break an ankle and go because he's fast.
Yep.
I mean, he's also a deep threat. Not many people think that of him, but he can, what was it? I think it was the Browns game last year whenever they were Indiana Knights. It was a free play. Gardner Minshew tossed it up to Josh Downs.
Yep.
Right in the breadbasket and got a touchdown off of it.
Yep.
So just Josh Downs. We need him to have a good performance today.
All right. This is a player to watch, but also a player I'm putting on notice. Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
I get it, right? We're relying on the rest of the team to fill in and help, right? Until he kind of can figure out exactly. He's a quick learner. Let's give him some credit. Everybody's we need to just go Flacco, go wacko for Flacco. I'm like, I feel like we've done a veteran quarterback before here. I feel like this has happened before.
Not with this good of a line, though.
The same line has been here for the past 3 years, man.
Yeah, but we didn't have the same coach, offensive line coach.
You're going wacko for Flacco too?
No,
You were just
I
yesterday.
was just saying.
No,
I was just, both sides. Both sides.
You're defending them. Okay.
Yes.
The team goes as he goes. He's your franchise quarterback. You're invested in him. You're going to ride him out at least until the third year, through next year, right? Then you're going to think about it. You're not thinking about anything different than him up until then. This is the 4th game of this season and only the 9th game that he has started, not even finished in his professional career, and only the 21st game, I think, is now what we're at, 20th game that he has had since high school.
Yep.
But I seriously feel like this could be a game if he went back to that film and he worked his rear end off this week to fix everything that went wrong the past couple weeks. This could be a 250 passing, 70 rushing, 3 total touchdown kind of game. I feel like. I think it's there. It's there for him. It's there for him. And this doesn't have to meet that doesn't mean that it's got to be deep ball all the time. It's Josh Downs. It's the tight ends. It's putting it all together is what accomplishes that. Because you can't have 250 and 70 by doing one thing. You have to be multifaceted in your entire game. That goes for the line. That goes for our defense. That goes for JT and all the supporters. You're right. So by those numbers, it means that we've put together a complete game.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, that's what it would take to beat the Steelers. Speaking of which, your prediction, sir.
I'm going to go 14-13. Close game. The Colts are going to take it.
All right.
I've talked a lot of trash to Isaiah about this because his dad is a Steelers fan, so therefore Isaiah's second favorite team is the Steelers, kind of like how I am with you. And the
I
Niners.
considered reaching out to Isaiah's dad and seeing if he wanted to come on here, but
maybe in
I
the
didn't.
recap.
I did.
Maybe in the recap. We'll see. So I talked a little bit of trash. I am hoping my team can back that up.
I also have a 1-point game, and it's 20-19.
That's not a score.
A very, very easily predictable football score. But the Steelers win.
Okay.
I as much as I say it's there, I just don't trust it just yet. So
okay,
that's what I think.
That's fair.
Well, that's it. Happens in the Steelers game. Plus, we will have our Unstable Pick 6 Fantasy Stable update from the South. Actually, no, we're going to do something different coming up next week. And we'll preview the first of back-to-back AFC South road games in Duval.
Yep. This is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all in Colts.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.